Hey everyone, Justine with Blue Jay Orchids. Welcome back to my channel. So we are going to do a what's in bloom or what's blooming. This is mostly February blooms. I'm just a little behind. And I do have a lot of stuff blooming still, so we'll be getting around to doing a March what's in bloom. Also have to do the Palmer Orchids open house haul, so we'll get around to that. But without further ado, let's jump into some blooms. And then I will see you at the end. This is a Pathiopedilum I got to rebloom. It's not all the way flat or all the way open, I'm not sure, but still a complex bulldog Pathiopedilum I got to rebloom. So very happy about that. Pretty long name, due for a repot, but look at those roots. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, see that root? Have it growing in moss. We'll probably just take it out of here and repot it in the same pot and move it back, because it's happy. Why mess with something that's happy? This was from Tamiami International Orchid Festival. This was in bud. It's a bare root division. And I'm going to cut off the flower so it can start growing some roots. But there's the name. And that's who it's from. Focus. But yes, beautiful coloration. And yes, fragrant. This is a rebloom for me from Palmer Orchids. It's an SVO cross, but not 100% sure on ID. Smaller Cattleya in an Orchid 365 pot. And it is the perfect combination. There we go. Looking at a beautiful pink Rincon Stylus Gigantea, and then also a cartoon Rincon Stylus Gigantea. I am slowly acquiring multiple colors. Right now I have white, pink, cartoon, and one other color variety, which I'm not 100% sure what they're calling it currently. This is Cattleya Gold Digger. This actually has two plants planted in this basket. It is a beautiful kind of yellow golden color with a striking red throat. Very easy grower. Off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact cross, but I got one plant from Palmer and one plant in a Camellia order a while back and just decided to plant it together, but there's actually two plants in this basket. This is a beautiful lavender pinkish species called Cattleya passiviliensis, I believe. Pronunciation a little off. I'll put the name in writing on the video as well. I just love the throat coloration of this, and it is very well suited to my environment. I don't have to really bring it in when it gets cold. It can kind of, roll with the punches. It's a very hardy species. Fragrance is a little different. It's not like your typical Cattleya fragrance. Kind of spicy, I think, would be a good way to describe it. But beautiful flower, really easy grower for a species. I received it bare root and established it on a clay piece from Pato Casero, my friend Sandy's company. And then I put a terracotta bowl underneath it too, so the roots wouldn't grab onto where I have it sitting. and I don't give it any special attention. It just kind of does its thing. Beautiful Pathiopedilum, great pink stripe, and look at the, zoom in on this. Look at the spots inside too. Really fun flower. Some modeling on the leaf. Here's the name. Del Rosso Sassi, I don't know. Path del Rossi. And I got this at Palmer's recently. Palmer is going to be having their open house soon. I'll put the dates there. I got a few other things from Palmer's too. But just look at this beauty. And then 2 flowers on it. Just big fan of this Pathiopedilum. Actually have, there we go. I actually have a time lapse of this flower here. This is Pathiopedilum. Where's the tag? Pathiopedilum Jan Reagan or something. Whatever. And I got this at a raffle at my Orchid Society. And it bloomed for me already. Multifloral Pathiopedilum. Beautiful flowers. One fell off already, so it can kind of get you a pretty interesting look at this one. It does have a case of the mealybugs though. So, see that there? Oh, and we lost another flower. So I don't know if this is a sequential bloomer. Let's take it off this. Real fun flower, but it's gonna need a good spraying because we have mealies, which are not fun. Yeah, look at all that. Not fun at all. So we'll be spraying this to get rid of these pesky mealies. So this is also a purchase from Palmer's recently. It had this flower opened when I found it. And then I actually did a time lapse on this flower here. And then I'm going to, there we go, take it out of this pot and just plop it in here. Here's the release. There we go. Here's the name of this one. So, Mark's Valentine, Circle of Life, Crush with Little Tashi, I don't know. It's just beautiful flower. Still have more buds to open, but I did take this out of the pot already and just kind of place it in here. These were already kind of on the way out. I have a good picture of this I'll put in, but this was the other plant I bought at Palmer's. Beautiful Ludiminiana. This is the typical color form, just like that pink color. This is my first Ludiminiana I ever bought, and I think this might be my first plant that I ever bought from Carl Smith as well. I got this back in, I want to say 2023 at the Sarasota Orchid Society show, and this has rebloomed for me a few times. I really love this plant. Probably one of my favorite Den Nobile types. Still some more buds to come. It's growing in a terracotta cone with Spanish moss. Not Spanish moss. Moss. Beautiful cream and yellow flared smaller Cattleya. When it opens, it's this color where it's mostly yellow, and then it will fade to, trying to get the flowers separated. It will fade to this white with yellow flare. And the idea is kind of, there you go. LC Candy Corn Star of, tag's kind of frail. Yeah, I don't want to break it. I'll put the name down there. I don't know how to say the last part, but LSC Candy Corn. Blooming very, very nicely right now. Three flowers open. I do have a time lapse of this, which I'm not sure if I'm gonna post before the video comes out. I might do the time lapse Tuesday. I have some other ones though too. And then still have two more buds. Have it growing in terracotta that I actually made. And then under that is tree fern and then terracotta again. So kind of like bare roots and mounted, kind of hybridy version of potting. But, yep. I think it's fragrant too, I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of fragrance on that one, because this is the older flower. This is a Neo cross. Beautiful kind of neon pink color. Fragrant like Lucernary. Some of the flowers are still opening, but the ones that are just beautiful. I love the kind of white outline on this one. And it's growing, growing in a pot from the Orchid den. I like the pink with the blue contrast. And it's a nice, oh, focus. There we go. It's a nice, smaller Vanda hybrid or Vandaceous hybrid. Here's the name. I don't think it has a name yet, so that would be interesting to find out. But debating about maybe taking these two to my orchid meeting. The birds are chatting up a storm. Oh, mockingbird. Yep, Florida state bird, the Florida mockingbird. Beautiful species. I got this from the Sarasota Orchid Society raffle plant. Blooming for me. So many spots and great color. This plant is used in a lot of crosses because this species is very cold tolerant and very hardy. Here's the name. And just a beautiful, beautiful plant. Another hybrid. It's growing on cork, nothing too special care-wise. It is Why Not Orange. This is a great red and yellow combo, kind of like fire combo. It's called Lily Ames, oh, something. This one is a little fragrant, like typical Cattleya floral fragrance. Been not that bad of a grower for me, pretty, straightforward. I love the color on this. Um, if you like red and yellow, definitely one I would recommend for your collection. It's not entirely that hard to find either. It's like average. I wouldn't say it's super common. I wouldn't say it's super rare. But definitely a rewarding plant and one that offers value to your collection, I would say. I have a beautiful Den Nobly hybrid blooming. Blooming in a coconut. Lots of flowers. And here's the name on this one. Fancy Angel. This beautiful flower is Chief Sweet Orange, blooms multiple times a year, I normally grow it underneath my oak tree. Only two flowers this time, but the coloring, love this coloring, love the lip. Just full blown sunset vibes for me. Has a nice fragrance as well. Definitely one of my favorite orange cattleyas I have in my collection. Highly recommend. Good grower, vigorous, and the blooming multiple times a year and fragrance just kind of, um, really make this one a keeper for your collection. This gorgeous yellow Den Nobile is something Golden Blossoms, I believe. I got this as a $10 plant from the Palmer tent sale at some point, maybe a year, 2 years ago. And I have found its happy spot. It is attached to the tree. It has been through 2 to 4 separate hurricanes and it's still holding strong. So that is where she lives and that is where she shall stay. And this is where I grow most of my Den Nobile plants that I have. And you can see there's another one blooming, but not quite as good of a show. I really love these type of plants because I don't necessarily have to change the environment to them. The environment is suited to them. All right, so those are most of the February blooms. Some of March might have creeped in a little bit, but there will be another what's blooming in March. And also coming up will be my coverage of the Palmer open house as well as my haul. And then have a couple how-tos in the work, like fertilizing I'm working on. And then I got a mic, which you can tell in some of the videos. I have 2 different mics I'm testing out, so just bear with me while I work on some of my sound issues. Some of this was a voiceover, and then some of it is with the mic, and then some of it is just me talking in my backyard. So a while ago, I got a newer phone for better video quality, but then my old mic did not work, so then it took me a little bit to get a new mic. So I now have one new mic, and then I'm going to get one other mic to test out. So the one mic, I think it works pretty well. You can still hear some background noise, but I need to test it out with some fans and stuff. So that will be interesting. And um, yeah, it feels really awkward talking loud enough to have good audio quality, and then I have neighbors, so you hear the neighbors talking sometimes, you hear dogs, you hear car noise. The birds I don't mind, the birds I enjoy. But there's just a lot of background noise without the mics, and that has been one of the reasons for lack of content. That and just trying to get my area the way I want it to be, because I am a bit of a perfectionist. And then, just life is busy. But I like doing the videos. I'm trying to get the content out there for all the people that are along for the journey and keep supporting. I appreciate you guys, and your comments kind of keep me going. And yeah, so I've had a lot of stuff blooming. I just have been a little hard pressed on time. And then when the time changes, I can film. I used to be able to film when my kids took naps. My kids no longer take naps. A little sad about that. And then, so I can't film then, so then I can film when my husband gets off work. And then I can also film on the weekends. So those are the only time. And if I have a project I need to do on the weekends, then I don't have time to play with the orchids. But now with the time change, I'll be able to do more videos, more blooms, and, more content and more playing with the orchids. So the time change is definitely very much appreciated over here, minus the fact that we're all off schedule and confused. Um, Yeah, animals and kids don't understand time change. Coming up, I'm trying to, let's see, what do I have coming up? There is a show in Inglewood. That's the Inglewood Orchid Society. That is, I want to say, the first weekend in April. I'll do flyers of the shows after, this little rambling closing segment. But yeah, so Inglewood is first week of April. There's a few other shows in March. I personally am not going to be going to them. Have too much other commitments in March. But first weekend of April, I'm going to try to go to the Inglewood Society show. And also April, what was it, the 11th weekend. That's the Crawlsmith show, so we'll be going there. That I've seen the vendor list. It looks awesome. So I'll post their little flyer coming and then whatever other shows I find too. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. You guys know the drill. Anything you can do that kind of helps the channel grow is greatly appreciated. And with that, I will do my usual bye for now. Keep growing.